My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is a random video because I'm going to talk about some stuff at random. And y'all know how I do. Sometimes I get off the subject. So, I beat Mass Effect again. And unlocked some few things. So, I haven't started my second round with this brand new Sarah Ryder. But, I will say this. You know, I'm glad that I actually got to play. I talked to a guy who told me at GameStop that I basically wasted my time getting the pre-order about the pie jack, especially since I've been all over the game and don't have the damn pie jack. So, if you haven't seen, I haven't posted, but I will be posting up my video, my victories of all that crap. And I beat it last night or early this morning, depending on how you want to look at it. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, we're only gonna make this one video for tonight, you know. There are a lot of things I want to talk about, so that's why this is a random video. One of the things I want to talk about is, you know, as a man, as a vet, I think that a lot of the stuff that's been going on politically has just been some fucking shit. You know, it's been one political shitstorm after another. Political. It's like a political shitstorm. This political shitstorm is like a typhoon and a tornado did some hate fucking, and it had a baby named Donald Trump. All right. Now I say this, and he had a little brother named the Mooch. Now I say this because, you know, I try to keep up to speed with everything. You know, I'm not a political person. I could care two shits about politics, but I do give a flying fuck about my fellow vets. Once a soldier, always a soldier. Whether you're a good soldier or a bad soldier, it's the same thing as being a cop. Once a cop, always a cop. Whether you're a good cop or a bad cop, once you were one, you don't really ever cut that shit off. And as a soldier, you can't cut off what you've been trained to do. You know, you can try to resist as much as you can, but you really can't. Which is a reason why I really don't suggest that a lot of us vets do any drinking. You know, especially me, because I was a martial artist before I was a vet. You know, and that's the thing. You know, you have certain levels of training that people are either going to believe you or not believe you, and I highly invested. You don't test these people, because if you test someone like me, if I get drunk and I kill you, it's kind of your fault. If I get high and I kill you, it's kind of your fault. Which is why it also is kind of my fault, because I was dumb enough to not resist the peer pressure to go and do that. So I'm actually smart enough to not resist the peer pressure and go do that. If I'm going anywhere, if I'm going to do any drinking, I'm going somewhere where I can either handcuff myself to something, or I can lock myself in a room where no one can get in and I can't do any damage, because unfortunately I do sleep with a knife or a room full of them, depending on how you want to look at it. There used to be knives under my pillow. I decided that was probably a really bad idea. So they're in here, but you know, they're in locations that I can get to them if I need to. But my biggest knife is my Gerber. I keep that over there from now on, because I used to sleep with it. When I first bought it, I was so in love with that damn knife. But anyway, then I bought my aunt one, a really big Gerber. Just in case you guys thought I was lying, because I'm going to say this one more time. I don't tell lies. If you're lying, you're working too hard. Now, I will say I don't give the whole 1,000. But 99.9, this bitch is stuck. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, 99.9 is better than a lie. You know? So no, I probably wouldn't pass lie detector machine on Steve Wilkos. But also, you know, I don't tell lies, so I probably would pass. It's just depending on the situation, I guess. You know, I do my best to tell the truth. You know, I try to spare people's feelings. I try to word it right. But like I said, I'll give people 99.9. And you know, the thing is, some people just can't handle the truth. That's the truth on that. Most people can't handle the truth. They beg for it, they want it, they cry for it, and then when they get it, it's like a kick in the nuts. So, you know, you gotta be careful what you ask for. When you want somebody to be honest with you, you know, you gotta be willing to take that shit because honesty do hurt. Not just up here, but right here, it'll really dig into your soul, man. You know, and you gotta be willing to take that bullet if you want the truth. You really have to be willing to take that bullet. Most people are not. Now, the political shitstorm of healthcare, the political shitstorm of why aren't vets being taken care of? Why are World War II vets getting their shit like almost 70 years too fucking late? What about the Vietnam vets? What about the Korean vets? What about the Desert Storm vets? Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan vets? Why is it taking so long? Why are we treated like basic dog crap when we get out? Why don't you have an automatic, you can still be in the military even though you're discharged with a job for the military, subcontracted, without you having to get slapped in the wrist or jump through hoops to get these jobs? Now, as a martial artist, I'll gladly train the military. Just give me a fucking house. You know what I'm saying? Give me a house with a big fucking yard where I can put my dojo over here, my house over here, and if I want to make movies, I can have it over here. You know, just give me enough space to put all those three things there so that I don't have to go far to work. You know what I'm saying? You fly soldiers in, you give them to me for about 2 months. I'll train them in every damn thing they'll ever need, and I'll send them on their merry way. And out of the soldiers that I train, I only want officers, so the officers can train you in what I trained them. Because when I was in the military and we learned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm not knocking my drill sergeants at all, because I was born to fight. I've been fighting since I was 6 years old. Learning martial arts only made me more dangerous. Going to the military made me lethal. They left a lot of shit out when they was teaching us Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I live in reality. I'm only 125 pounds. I'm only 5'3" and a half, if you want to count that half. Alright. So in comic book dimensions, I'm the size of Wolverine, only without adamantium. And also probably I'm just a little bit taller than Puck if you're an Alpha Flight fan. Not Midsummer Night's Dream Puck. But anyway, Puck. Hockey Puck, but I forgot what his real powers are. But anyway, if you're an Alpha Flight fan, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, you have 365 pressure points in the human body. They didn't teach us about that shit. And I pissed off a lot of drill sergeants by sliding out the way I would do it in real life as to what I was being taught in the military. Now, I'm a strong believer in you got to use what works. And a lot of the shit that they was teaching us won't work for me. You know, I don't have a lot of body strength, but I have a lot of knowledge. Yeah, you don't need that much knowledge to be a strong martial artist. You just need enough knowledge to survive. And those 365 pressure points with the 255 that will personally kill you or make you wish you were dead. See, I know those. All right. So that's pretty much what I would teach them. I would teach them all about the pressure points, how to use them, when to apply them, how to break an arm, how to break a leg, how to break a kneecap. End of story. You know, and that's not that bad. Besides, trying to get a job out here after being in the military was worse than trying to get a job before I joined the military. So I'm fucked either way. Now, in closing, I do suffer from a little bit of PTSD because I didn't get to become the soldier that I wanted to become because I found a hole. We couldn't find out what was wrong with me. It took them 3 years to find out what was wrong with me, and then I got a hip replacement. So doctors won't allow me to fucking exercise outside of walking and push-ups. So I need to get back into push-ups because I walk all the fucking time, and I'm getting pudgy. So, these things, I need to be moving. Sit-down jobs is not going to happen. I need to be in a job where I have to be moving. I have to be moving because that's just the way it is. I've never had a job where I could just sit on my ass until I was on profile in the Army. Then I have a fucking choice, because I was only legally allowed to stand up for 2 or 3 hours, and then I have to sit down, or the drill sergeants in charge would be fired and reprimanded in Article 15 and all the other shit that I can't really explain on camera because you never know who's watching. I don't want to accidentally radicalize some dumbass that's been Muslim-fied and using that as a religion as an excuse to make a statement. So since I said that, let me make a statement. If you are young in your 20s and you are being radicalized to do something incredibly stupid, Think about what your parents would say to you, especially if they're normal. If they fought, bled, and did everything they can to escape countries like Vietnam or Laos or Korea or China and Mongolia and Tibet, and then some of these Indian countries, like Afghanistan and uh, Aleppo or whatever. I'm probably not saying none of these damn things right, but think about these people who are refugees who leave their country because they can't live there in peace and safety. And you want to come and make a fucking statement because some asshole done told you that Allah has prepared 4 virgins. 4. You only get 4 virgins. You're gonna die, but you're gonna go over to heaven and think you're gonna fuck 4 virgins. I do believe that the Bible does not mention fornication in heaven, because heaven, you're not supposed to have any needs or wants, and sex probably won't even be a factor for you idiots that are using religion as an excuse to kill innocent people. Here's the thing: God loves everybody. He doesn't love ugly, and He doesn't want you to go around taking people's lives. I believe that's one of the 10 commandments of thou shalt not kill. Now, I'm not a Muslim, so I don't know if the Muslim have 10 commandments. I'm not a Christian, but I know at least 5 of the 10 commandments. And the only ones that I can truly say I live by, honestly: thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. But technically, I wouldn't be making adultery because I'm not married. Or thou shalt not covet another man's wife. But society in the world has changed. So you can't really say that, especially if you're in open relationships or swingers and shit like that. And I'm not judging, because if I judge someone, then I'm gonna be judged even more for worse things than the sins I've already done. So let me put it to you this way in closing: we need to all find that silver lining that makes us human. Is it the fact that we bleed red? All of us. Is it the fact that we breathe air? Is it the fact that if we don't take baths for more than 2 or 3 days, our ass starts to stink? Is it the fact that when we die, we die? It's not that difficult. We all feel the pain and sorrow of death. All of us. So if we have all these feelings, and the only thing that really separates us is a skin tone, and we can't get along, I'm James Williams Sr. This is Kung Fu Habit number 2. Think about that.